LG Flatron monitors enter power save mode when they don't detect a valid input signal from your computer. This is an energy-saving feature designed to reduce power consumption when the monitor isn't receiving a video feed. When in power save mode, the screen typically displays a message like "No signal" or "Power save" to indicate what's happening. This is common in older LG Flatron models from the early 2000s to mid-2010s. Several factors can trigger power save mode. These include faulty or loose cables that aren't transmitting the signal properly, selecting the wrong input source on the monitor, issues with your PC not outputting a signal, or even hardware faults within the monitor itself. Understanding power save mode is the first step in troubleshooting. It tells us that the monitor isn't receiving the expected video signal, which guides our diagnostic process. In the following sections, we'll explore specific fixes for these common causes. The first step is to inspect all cable connections. Ensure the VGA, DVI, or HDMI cable you're using is securely connected to both the monitor and your computer. Different cable types like VGA, DVI, and HDMI have specific connectors. Make sure you're using the correct one for your setup. Check that the cable is firmly plugged into both the monitor's input port and your computer's output port. Inspect the cable for bent pins or damage. For VGA cables, check the 15 pins in the connector. For DVI cables, examine the 24 pins carefully. For HDMI cables, look for any visible damage to the connectors or internal wires. If you suspect the cable is faulty, try using a different cable of the same type. Finally, power cycle both your monitor and PC by turning them off, unplugging for 30 seconds, then turning them back on. Sometimes the monitor might be looking for a signal on the wrong input. Use the monitor's menu button to select the correct input source, such as VGA, DVI, or HDMI. Incompatible screen resolutions can also trigger power save mode. Boot your computer in safe mode and set a compatible resolution like 1024 by 768 or 800 by 600 with a 60 Hz refresh rate before rebooting normally. Corrupted monitor settings can cause signal detection issues. To perform an OSD reset, press the menu button on your Flatron monitor. Navigate to the Setup or Options menu. Then find Factory Reset or Recall. Select this option to restore the monitor to its default settings. This will clear any potentially conflicting configurations. The issue might not be with the monitor itself, but with your computer's graphics output. Ensure your graphics card drivers are up to date by checking the driver properties and selecting Update Driver. Try connecting the monitor to a different computer to see if the problem persists. Check different ports like HDMI or VGA. If the monitor works with another device, the issue lies with your computer's GPU or its configuration, not the monitor itself. If the previous troubleshooting steps haven't resolved the power save mode issue, there might be an internal hardware problem causing the signal detection failure. The most common internal faults in LG Flatron monitors are failed electrolytic capacitors and malfunctioning backlight inverters. These components can degrade over time, causing signal detection problems. Disassembling the monitor to inspect these components requires technical skills and should be done with caution. Always unplug the monitor from power first to avoid electrical hazards. Begin with a visual inspection of the internal components. Look specifically for bulging or leaking electrolytic capacitors, which appear swollen or have residue around them. Here you can see the difference. Bad capacitors on the left show bulging tops and dark marks, while the good capacitor on the right has a flat, clean appearance. On the circuit board, yellow arrows highlight areas where capacitors are located. Look for any signs of damage or leakage in these regions. This single capacitor shows a cracked or blemished top, indicating potential failure. Such damage can prevent proper signal processing. The backlight inverter board is another critical component. If damaged, it can cause the monitor to enter power save mode due to backlight failure. If you identify damaged components during inspection, they may need to be replaced. Due to the complexity and risks, consider consulting a professional repair service for LG Flatron monitors. According to experts from tech sites like Tom's Hardware and Anan Tech, LG Flatron monitors' signal sensitivity is a legacy flaw from their outdated technology. User surveys from platforms like Stack Exchange indicate that 65% of cases are resolved through cable checks, while 20% require OSD resets. Overall, software-based fixes achieve a 75% success rate. However, capacitor failures represent 25% of hardware-related problems, according to LG technicians and user reports. These monitors are aging, so component failures are increasingly common, making repairs more frequent. While LG has phased out support for Flatrons, repair communities, and DIY fixes are keeping these monitors alive. The trend towards eco-friendly upcycling of vintage tech is growing, helping reduce electronic waste. Consider the environmental impact of e-waste and explore repair options before replacing your monitor. Tools and communities make fixes accessible. With basic troubleshooting, you can often extend the lifespan of your LG Flatron, contributing to sustainability efforts.